The ball is in China's court. China needs to make a deal with us. We don't have to make a deal with them.
You must have been under a rock if you didn't know what's going on with the trade war between the US and China. You have to be, because this is a big deal. I felt the impact of it through my 401k. It dropped, but it's going up a little bit. But as a result of that, I had to educate myself in economics. I had to educate myself in trade wars. And I realized as a result of this, the US is in dire debt. We are supposed to be world leaders. This country, the US, yet still we're in debt. We're indebted to China. First of all, our debt is 36 trillion. The debt that we owe China is about $759 billion. And if Trump realized that he has to ensure that the U.S. stays afloat, the U.S. dollar is strong, the U.S. could withstand other countries of infiltrating. So he imposed tariffs. He realized China was getting a little powerful, because I'm not sure if you know, the more debt we have to China, the more leverage they have to control us. And we don't want that. We have to think about ourselves. A lot of people go to China to mass production at a cheaper cost. Think about it. The US, you're gonna pay $2 per t-shirt to be made in the US, as opposed to China that's asking you for 25 cents to 35 cents per t-shirt. No, you're going to go with China because your project margin, your profit margin is bigger. And that's the problem. We uncovered through these tariffs, China crashed out and was telling us all the deeds. They were saying all these big high-end designers are getting items mass produced at a far less cost than they're charging us, the consumer, in the US. From computers to cars to clothes, you name it, China has it. And China producing it. But the thing about it, how are we going to stay afloat if we continue to let this happen? China was on the warpath talking about they don't get nothing from us. Yes, you do. You get some stuff. You get soybeans is one of them. Soybeans is one of the items that China exports from us. But they need us just like we need them. Because without us, how would their factories and their plants run? Because without the companies that's outsourcing the products to be made, how can China survive? And that's why their president is crashing out. That's why they have all these commercials. That's why they're doing what they're doing. Let's watch this video.
Seeing all these Chai influencers mocking Americans, that's not an accident. It means that Trump's tariffs are actually working, and now they're mad. They're posting AI cartoons calling us fat, lazy, and broke, but let's not forget, we are the reason their factories are running. We've been buying goods, paying 10.
Hence what I said. She hit it on the nail. They are the reason why they're employed. We employ those people in the factories to make our goods. I'm not taking away that these high-end designers shouldn't be ripping us off, the consumers, the American people, that they're charging us $5,000, $10,000 for a bag, and it's being made in a factory for $1,000 to $3,000 or even $500. The fact that they're doing that is disheartening. And the fact that some of these designers are already coming out and trying to defend their brand and saying that no, they have not used China, they have used other factories. Meanwhile, China probably started the process and they sent it over to Italy or to France to fine-tune the items. But yet still, China is making them. Let's continue with the video.
Times markups for years, and now they want to shame us for it? Listen, if you're really upset that Americans are finally standing up for themselves, maybe it's because you know those tariffs are hitting where it hurts. You don't expose your luxury clients unless you're desperate, and this is giving major desperation. But
she has a point, because you know Louis Vuitton, you know that they're a partner with you. You know that they outsource their products to be made in your country. You're going to publicly talk about them? That's a sign of you crashing out. That's a sign of you in your feelings and you're pissed off because Trump slapped heavy tariffs on you. And now you're trying to see what you're going to do because you don't know what to do. You don't know how to make ends meet because your people are saying, we need the jobs. We need these companies. Let's continue.
see, thank you. You are doing us all a favor, because the truth is, Americans have been loyal to overpriced brands. Half of the stuff doesn't even make us happy. All it does is make us broke trying to look rich. So now we know the markup. Now we know who really makes it. And now we get to choose: buy overpriced labels, buy fake knockoffs, or stop buying the BS altogether. I don't know about you, but I'm picking America because freedom is the real luxury.
So I'm going to stop it right there. That content creator was absolutely right, because we were hoodwinked. We were sold a dream. And I'm not saying all of the designers have been doing this, but majority of them have. Majority of them have. And I have designers in my closet. I have designers, but I still don't want to believe that all of those designers were made in China. Because not for nothing, when you buy a knockoff, I have seen a knockoff. The threading is not right. Strings are hanging from it. The wear and tear after a couple of months, it don't hit the same like the high-end designers. So either they mass produce some stuff and then they send it to these discounted stores because they weren't properly done and they are defective. But I find it hard to believe. But share your thoughts on the tariffs. Let me know what you think. I'm out.